Good morning. In July 2002, the U.S. Supreme Court granted public schools in the United States the right to drug test students involved in extracurricular activities. Nowhere to our knowledge did the Supreme Court grant schools the right to test all of their students. So, according to our government, unless you play a sport or are involved in a club, you cannot be forced to take a drug test. Implementing drug tests would cause more trouble than help. In 2005, the federal government made a funding of $2 million available to the 79 schools that were just thinking about implementing drug tests. As of 2008, there are 801 schools in Pennsylvania. If our state starts a drug testing program, it would cost us about $33.8 million just for our state. If all 50 states were to do this, our government their debt would grow even larger. This cost is not even including the labs that we'd have to pay or the doctors that would need to administer the test, because not all tests are proven to be 100% accurate, and the labs would have to check them. Are we really going to rely this much money on something that's not even guaranteed to work? It has been proven that false positives are very likely, and the tests are able to be beaten. Hundreds of ways to beat a drug test are just a click away, with many websites even showing videos on how to do so. For example, if I was to Google how to beat a drug test, I would receive 33.5 million hits. Implementing this plan is a horrible idea, and cannot and will not help the status quo. There is no way you can say drug testing will keep our schools safe. Because if you expel students that test positive, that just puts them on the street where they can cause even more trouble. Also, drug testing would never stop the use of drugs in high school. Drug use is consistently growing in the United States, and according to drugabuse.gov, about 26.7% of 10th graders and 32.8% of 12th graders use cannabis once a month. Don't even try to say that the choice to use drugs makes everything in the rest of your life pointless, or try to connect drugs to a lack of intelligence. Even our president, Barack Obama, used illegal drugs during his life, and obviously he amounted to something. That is because he was allowed to live his life. What do you think our country would have been like if all the drug users were abandoned? If Barack Obama was tossed out of his high school for using drugs, who would be our president right now? Hillary Clinton? If anything, the situation would get worse. If we kick all the drug users in Pennsylvania out of our schools into the curb, all it is going to do is increase the use of drugs, because there's absolutely no way casting them out will stop them. If you want to cut down on drug use in schools, don't spend it on this useless testing. There are just way too many questions about your plan. Who will administer it? Where will the test be done? Would it be truly random or by suspicion? The list goes on and on. Even if you were able to compile ways to answer these questions, I feel my previous arguments and my partners should be enough to halt your attempt to implement this absurd law. On the other hand, our state should be spending it on improving anti-drug programs like DARE, or Drug Abuse Resistance Education, in our schools. There is no reason for us to spend money on drug testing if you don't properly warn against it in the first place. My brother is 11 years old and is currently a 5th grader at Germantown Elementary School. He took DARE this year. The majority of us who attended Sandy River Middle School also took the class in 6th grade, but to my knowledge is not taken in high school. Why in the world would we not reinforce the anti-drug philosophy in high school when drugs are at their biggest threat? By simply using this practical and much cheaper alternative, we can accomplish the same goals that in the end we all know need to be accomplished. Thank you.